here, not in a protected place like a hobo jungle, but under the open sky. Yuma has changed drastically in the last 20 years, even 10 years, I'll bet. Since our graduation, it has, in 1961. But so have we, all of us. We have all changed in our outward appearance, some for the good, or some not so much for the good, and I give myself an as example. But how about our relationships with God? How has that changed for all of us? Normally, a relationship between two persons changes in different ways during their lives, even those who have been married for years. Many of us here today are like that. We also know that some relationships don't last as long as other relationships, perhaps because of some perceived wrong, or maybe not so much perceived, but whatever the reason, the wrong perpetrated by the person doing the wrong action may be so egregious to the aggrieved party that they feel they cannot forgive or forget the other person's wrong act, and therefore the relationship dissolves. Many of us here today may have had a relationship like that at some point in our lives. Well, let me assure you right here and now that there is no earthly reason for a relationship with God to dissolve, especially when it comes to our relationship with Him. Our relationship with God should be like two people that have been together for so long that nothing short of death can dissolve it. I am confidently positive that if a person has a good relationship with God, their union with another person will last, as the preacher says, until death us do part. There have been to date 88 of our classmates that have passed from this life into the other life with God. The latest example being Julia Bustamante, who passed away the day before yesterday. Perhaps some of them, like some of us, did not have a very good relationship with God, as they should have, for whatever reason. We know God is like a forgiving partner. There is not a sin He would not forgive. To prove this statement, I invite you to recall the words Jesus spoke to Peter in the book of Matthew, chapter 8, 21 through 25, part of the second reading this morning. Peter asked Jesus, "Lord, if my brother sins against me, how often must I forgive? As many as 7 times? And we heard Jesus answered, I say to you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Now I say, if God is willing to forgive us here on earth, the number, of course, doesn't matter. It was a simile I was using. I'm sure that He has already forgiven all the sins committed by our deceased brothers and sisters. And they are now with Him in paradise forever. And I also say that we here left on earth should forgive them for whatever perceived wrong we think any of them may have committed against us. For as God forgives, so should we. As we heard in the book of Sirach in the first reading this morning, forgive your neighbor's injustice. Then when you pray, your own sins will be forgiven. Could anyone nourish anger against another and expect healing from the Lord? Remember your last days. Set enmity aside. Remember death and decay, and cease from your sin. Think of the commandments. Hate not your neighbor. Remember the Most High's covenant, and overlook faults. May all the blessings of the Lord and His forgiveness be with all of you. Amen.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works my hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder. 'Thy power throughout the earth my soul.